This boy's name is George, the eldest of 4 siblings. Among them, George is the tallest because they live in poverty. Their mother has to divide the food into 5 portions so that everyone can eat, even in their challenging family circumstances. Although life is tough, their mother, Misky, teaches the children not to complain and always be grateful. Before meals, while others focus on praying, George's expression appears irritated. In this life of poverty and scarcity, he believes that God is just empty words from school. George is a smart child, but due to his poverty, he is often belittled by his friends and even his teachers. He is frequently mocked with the nickname, George the Poor. One day, fed up with constant teasing, George finally punches one of his friends and leaves school. Seven years later, George is now 18 years old. Having dropped out of school without a diploma, he is forced to make a living by stealing. One night, while in action, George is surprised to find out that his victim is a police officer. Fortunately, he manages to escape. On his way home, he accidentally sees a TV ad about a government-sponsored program that provides housing and training for school dropouts. In the dorm, they will be trained in skills, provided with free meals, and receive a monthly salary. Seeing this opportunity, George immediately informs his mother, who reluctantly gives her permission, advising him never to give up on his dreams and to stay focused no matter what challenges arise. The next day, after enrolling, George starts living in the dorm. When he opens his bag, he is delighted to find a new pair of shoes and a motivational note from his mother. George begins studying with enthusiasm.
Turn that off. When I'm trying to study.
During a break, George is shocked to discover that his new shoes are missing. While having lunch with his friend Desmond, George accidentally sees his mother's gift being worn by the thief.
My mama gave me them shoes! Give me up!
Luckily, a staff member named Doc intervenes to prevent a fight. However, the disturbance leads to damage to the dormitory door, and Doc is forced to send George home in his car. While being taken to the bus stop, George pleads not to be sent back and apologizes, mentioning that the dormitory is his only hope. Touched by George's words, Doc offers him an alternative: to become a boxer with his immense strength. Doc believes that George could become a successful boxing athlete. Despite knowing nothing about boxing, George agrees to train. Doc explains the basic rules inside the ring, emphasizing that boxing is not just about throwing punches but also about controlling the mind. If one can control their mind, they can control the course of the match. Week after week, George continues his training, and his first match.
There like a statue and a picture of your feet, George.
Hit him, George.
George suffered a crushing defeat, and angered by the mockery he endured, he stormed into the locker room. Witnessing George's fury, Doc tried to calm him down and offered advice. Doc pointed out that George was too preoccupied with other people's opinions, leading to a lack of focus on learning. Despite George's immense strength, mastering boxing techniques was crucial for victory. After the training session ended, Doc began coaching George on fundamental boxing techniques. Throughout their training, Doc explained that boxing wasn't just about throwing punches but also about controlling the mind. Mastering the mind would enable one to steer the course of the match. In the following weeks, George continued to train diligently, attending sessions week after week.